You have to have this thing that you're shooting for that gets you through the day, that makes you get through a tough job, that makes you realize why you're doing it all.
My first reaction was, this can't be, this doesn't happen to us.
Hardly anybody makes it through something like this. I mean, he's 20 years old. You're probably never going to be able to do anything mechanical.
Because you gotta have a will to get better.
Hi, my name is Jack Harlan, owner of Harlan Auto. My whole family is from Cleveland. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. Grew up in this area.
He was mature at 3. He's always been a scholar.
I was a musician through high school. My second interest was automobiles at the time.
Well, he loved doing work with his hands, mechanical stuff in particular.
There has always been a car in Jack's life, ever since I've known him.
Oh, well, you couldn't get away from cars when we were growing up. We were so into them, and I learned through osmosis watching Jack do stuff.
I had a 1968 Chevelle, and this 1967 Chevelle was for sale. Decided to go for that car, which became a big focus of my life, really.
That car sits behind me over here. We still call the car Ethel, because Ethel Bruce was the original owner.
Being that I was working and going to school, I had long days and a lot of fatigue in those days.
He had headaches for years, and I kept going to the doctor. They'd give him medication, and I'd say, he can't even keep it down.
Everything kind of changed whenever he started getting headaches really, really bad, and they were just interfering in his day-to-day life.
Finally, it came to a head where I was passing out from these headaches. My now wife, girlfriend then, stopped by to see me after her classes and couldn't revive me on the couch. They rushed me to the hospital where I was admitted as symptoms of a drug overdose patient. A few days later, they just figured out that I had a massive tumor.
My first reaction was, this can't be, this doesn't happen to us.
My heart sank.
It was horrible. I mean, he's 20 years old. That doesn't happen.
I was near hysterics, probably, figuring he was gonna die.
17 centimeters in length. If you balled it up, it'd be about the size of a racquetball. So the largest tumor of its type removed to this day.
Hardly anybody makes it through something like this. And you're probably never going to be able to do anything mechanical because of the effect of the surgery.
The surgery from the tumor left me at the stage of an infant at 20 years old, so I had no motor skills.
Half his body was paralyzed.
Everything he had to relearn.
They told him he'd never have full use of his left arm again. He'd never walk right again.
Of course, that isn't real exciting for somebody that lost his embouchure, can no longer play his musical instruments, and doesn't have the mechanical integrity to work with his hands.
At one point, he just went down, and he said to me, I want to die. And I said, nope, you're going to get through this. Everything's going to be okay. Because you got to have a will to get better.
You have to have this thing that you're shooting for that gets you through the day, that makes you get through a tough job, that makes you realize why you're doing it all. And for me, that was the fact that I wanted to work on my Chevelle that was out in the garage.
He was out in the garage all the time, as long as Mike was with him.
I think his occupational therapy, working on cars, that stuff takes tremendous dexterity and patience.
I got to the point where I could crawl. Michael took a whole day to spend with me to help me work on the car. And we finished the job. I was so excited I had to go tell Mom that, hey Mom, we got the car done. It's looking great and it's working well. So I walked into the house and was holding on at the counter when I get in there. Hey Ma, you gotta come out and see what we did. Come see this car, it's working. And she goes, oh my God, Jackie, you're standing.
Oh my God, you were walking.
I didn't realize that I stood up and walked into the house. So that excitement of fixing that car physically drove me to overcome the predictions for where my future would be physically.
According to the doctors, he does a lot more than he should be able to. And it's his determination.
That was what made him realize that he didn't want to go to school to be an engineer. He wanted to work on cars. That's what he loved. I mean, that's what he always loved.
Hey, Jack, you're an auto mechanic, man. That's what you want to do. That's what you need to be. I started thinking, wow, I'd like to go to automotive school.
I said, that would be great. You know, you need to do what you love to do. And that's when he enrolled in Arizona Automotive Institute.
I was an average student until then. And then I was, their best student, really. As I developed in the field, I found I had a desire for the technical side of things, the electrical side of things, the technology, the computers.
Jack's problem-solving brain and what I call the math and science brain, I didn't get it. He got all of it.
So I decided I would like to move on to a dealership, see what I could go for with factory training.
I've never seen anybody who can diagnose a problem with a car, and I'm talking about the detailed electrical stuff on newer cars.
Any car you put in front of him, he can fix.
When Chrysler had a car that nobody could fix, if it was in the northeast portion of the United States, they would ship it to there to have Jack fix it.
9 years in, they asked me to be their service manager. After 6 or 7 years of it, we got selected to be closed.
They didn't go out of business. They were closed by the shutdown in 2008.
And 120 of us lost our jobs on the Auto Mile in Boardman, Ohio. So I decided to take the plunge and open a shop.
We had some of his prior customers calling him, begging him to come work on their car in our house. He got so many phone calls that we said, maybe we should think about renting a space and just seeing what happens.
Word of mouth took care of things, and I got pretty busy. Another year went by. I hired my sister-in-law, Beth Ann Harlan.
I had zero automotive knowledge, so he taught me from zero.
1 unit became 2 units, became 3, became 4, and it's now 5.
I met him in 2004. 19 years later, I'm back with him again. I love Jack. I do. I've been around. I wouldn't be back here with him 19 years later if I didn't, truthfully.
My mission statement when I started the shop was to create the best place to work, to spend your life. Also, the best place to enjoy having your car repaired. To do it different.
He never wants to let a customer down at any cost.
I've never experienced anything good about bringing a car to get repaired anywhere until I met Jack.
We've been with him forever, and we have a 12-year-old car, and it's still running well because of him.
I don't know anybody that can do a better job than Jack.
We had a Mercedes come in that was still under warranty. He didn't want the dealership to work on it. He brought it to us.
I would say Jack is fearless in trying to pioneer this industry that is ever-changing every day.
He was never a normal auto technician. He always strove to be better and learn the next thing.
He's learned to be a leader. I'm so proud of how well he's done.
He took his crazy idea, having a little two-bay shop, and made it something way bigger than I think he ever dreamed would happen.
First of all, I'm really proud of where Jack is today and the success that he has totally earned for himself.
Denise means everything to me. She will support anything I'd like to do, put herself second to anything that's going on. She's always there. She is a rock.
One of my partners, when Jack first opened the business, made him a sign, and it was Harlan's Auto Care, established 2009. And I distinctly remember him giving it to Jack saying, you know, I put established 2009 on there because one day you're going to look back, and you're going to look back at the success, and from this day, you're going to remember what you started from. And here we are.